All right, today we're working on the Startrac or Nautilus dual adjustable pulley, the DAP, the red handle trolley right there. This is pretty much the exact same procedure for the multi-station high-low red handle trolley. So the issue is you go to that T-handle, there's no resistance, it just moves back and forth, and the unit will not move up and down, meaning the pin inside of there is broken. So we're going to use hand tools only today. We're going to use a 3mm Allen, a 5mm Allen, the adjustable wrench. I'm going to change the angle. All right, first thing we want to do is take off that pulley swivel right there. So we're going to use our adjustable wrench and the 5mm. Now your nut may be on the top or the bottom, seen in different configurations. In this one, the nut's on the top, so I'm putting the wrench on the top, 5mm Allen on the bottom. And this is all in real time, in the field. So you're going to unscrew it with the Allen wrench. Once again, if I had my like power tools, this goes by so quick, but it still only took me about 17 minutes. Total time, no cuts. All right, we're taking out that screw. And then what you're left with is there's a shaft, kind of point to it. You'll see it's a silver shaft, and we need to knock it down. There's also on the silver part spacers, 2 black spacers or washers. So my hand's kind of blocking it, but we're trying to push down on it. A lot of times it may come down if you lube it. If not, grab your 10mm Allen wrench. I'm getting it right now in a mallet, and we're going to stick the 10mm and knock it, and there it comes down. Now, sometimes you can pull it out. I'll make the attempt to do this. It's not going to work, so I'm going to get it back and knock it out the rest of the way. Luckily, when I use the 10mm Allen, knock it out, it'll fall into place and keep that pulley swivel from falling out. Just lining it up, boom. Now this is where you gotta be careful pulling away the pulley swivel, because there's 2 black spacers, one on the bottom and one on the top. Do not lose those, they're very important. Now you take the swivel and I kind of just hang it off to the side, and then we're going to work on the cable coming on the back side of the trolley. You're going to need a 13mm deep well socket, 13mm, and your adjustable wrench. Once again, if you have a power drill, this goes by so quick, but I'm going to do it with hand tools only today. So put the deep well on top, a ratcheting socket wrench, and then grip with the adjustable pliers, the threaded portion, making sure it doesn't spin, and just get it. Once again, this video is real time, so do yourself a favor, get yourself a power drill with a 3/8 socket adapter. I think it's like for a 3/8 socket, it has a 1/4 inch quick release. You get them at Home Depot. Milwaukee makes them. Just taking my time right here. This is tedious. Like I said, this whole procedure only takes 17 minutes. 9 bolts, and we're on bolt number 2. Sorry, I'm blocking the view right there. I'm just still trying to twist this thing off. All right. Took off the nut, slid it out. Now all we're left with is the trolley. All right. We got 1, 2, and 3 bolts on that side, and then there's same 3 on the other. As you can see, the top one, it's going to be, I'm going to start with the bottom. It's 5mm Allen wrench, just loosen them up. A lot of times they have Loctite and stuff, so it might be a little bit hard at first. But as you can see, you're going to do the bottom, then the top on one side, bottom and the top on the other, and then that little middle one is a 3mm. We'll do those two last. So just twist them out. 5mm Allen wrench. Now we're going to the other side. 5mm Allen wrench. Take the top and bottom ones out. Sometimes they're pretty stiff initially from the Loctite. As you can imagine, if you stick to the end of the video, I'll show you the most useful tool kit you should purchase if you do this stuff routinely like myself. Been doing this now for about 2 decades. So yeah, normally when I'm in the field, I don't really use hand tools very much. Maybe to snug things up so I don't strip it, but normally I'm using my Milwaukee M12 screwdriver and makes just real quick work of this. Alright, last of the 5mm. Now we're left with the middle screws, 3mm. And they're pretty short. Be sure to capture the washer if they put them in. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. We're halfway done. Alright, right now we're trying to take out that center part I just touched, so we're going to fillet this plastic just enough to kind of pull out that center portion that's coming out. It'll make sense if you look at it. It's in the groove section of metal and just kind of slides right out. Boom. Now all we have to do is fillet that plastic past the square bar and the old one comes out. Pretty straightforward to get it off. Now I'm gonna move the angle, and I'm showing right here, you're gonna need an 18mm wrench, ideally the ratcheting wrench. You could do it with a regular, but as you see, you don't have a lot of space up there, so get yourself an 18mm ratcheting wrench. Just showing the multi-station over there. The multi-station uses not the exact same bolt. They have a recessed bolt that uses an 8mm Allen, but on this one we have a hex head bolt, so we need an 18mm ratcheting. And that rubber boot, you got to pay attention to the orientation of that as well. So I'm just grabbing a wrench, setting it up so you can see me. Hopefully I don't block it. All right, see I'm talking about the boot orientation. You got to put it on the same way on this side, because if not, the trolley won't be able to go up all the way. So right now I'm going to loosen that bolt. A lot of times, if I've done it before, all the Loctite's broken off, so I just got to loosen it, and then I can take it off with my fingers, which is ideal. Because as you see, if you were just using the open end, how long that would take. So when you finally get it off, clean off all the old Loctite, so that way you can screw it on easier with your fingers. There we go, just about done. There we go. Now the bar is going to move slightly forward. We're going to knock off that boot. Remember the orientation. See how I set it up in the exact same way it has to go back on, and sometimes the bar is a little stained to show you. Here we got our new trolley. Take the handle all the way back so the pull pin's on the way and just slide it back on. Kind of finagle it. Boom. That's how you install a new one. Bring it down to a working height. Be sure to grab that boot. I've installed them without forgetting the boot. So put the rubber boot back on, take your bolt, and then screw it down as much as you can with your fingers. And then you'll finish it off with the wrench. While I'm doing that, if you're on the multi-station high-low, remember, it's a recessed like taper head bolt, and it uses an 8mm Allen wrench. I highly recommend getting the 100-piece security bit kit off Amazon. It comes with a little ratcheting wrench, and it makes this a lot easier. I don't think you could do it with the Allen wrench if this was the multi-station. All right, now I'm just going to snug it up with the 18mm ratcheting wrench. All right, now what we're going to do is reassemble that pulley assembly right there, the swivel pulley. Just going to get the orientation fixed. There we go. Like I said, I put it at a good working height since it's operational now. Okay. Just adjusting my camera. Remember, I'm doing this all in the field for y'all. So if it takes you an extreme amount of time, you gotta be running into something. All right. Hopefully I show this part, but basically that silver shaft that we punched out, oh, that's the spacer. One of two, put it on the bottom. Be sure to lube with whatever grease you got that shaft. That way next time you do this, it comes out a lot easier. So just rub some lube on it, and then as you saw, I put that black spacer on. And what I'm going to do first, get the trolley in play, then I'm going to bring the shaft from the bottom to hold that lower washer in place. There we go. Then I'm going to slide that on. Hopefully I don't get in the way. Got to keep it kind of level. There we go. Then slide that up as much as you can. There we go. Now we got to put the black spacer in the top right there. So we want to orientate the trolley upright, slide it in, then use my finger through the top hole to align it the best you can, and then get it all nice and aligned. And you also have to hold it upright, and then it just pops right in. And notice that the shaft is flush with the black part. Now all we got to do is take the bolt that came out of there. So if it comes from the top, you have to take off that top pulley right there, which is a 6mm Allen right there, and a nut on the other side. But yeah, you just simply take that out, lift the pulley out, and it'll give you access. But I usually just install mine upside down just for ease. Slide the pulley, washer, nut, just snug that up with your adjustable wrench. And there it is. Let me tell you, power tools makes this a heck of a lot easier, but you can do it. Like I said, the whole process only took me about 17 minutes. If you stay around to the end, I'm going to show you the tools I routinely use that make this job a heck of a lot easier. Just snugging that up right now. 5mm Allen wrench on the bottom, adjustable wrench on the top. Alright, swivel's attached. Now we're going to go to the other side, take the threaded stud of the cable, and we're going to slide it up through this hole. And this is pretty, I mean, shoot, it took me 3 minutes to do this by hand. Literally takes 4 seconds with the power drill. Alright, so take your threaded stud of your cable end, washer, slide it up through there, put a washer on top, then put your nut on. That's all I'm doing right now. This part, the cable, you want to, there's going to be a squared off end on that threaded stud, as you can see, and you really want to make sure you don't twist it as you tighten down this nut right here. So yours will be a 13 millimeter. This is an aftermarket design that uses a slightly smaller nut right there, so it's actually a 10 millimeter. But yours, if you're using the one from the manufacturer, will be a 13 millimeter deep well socket. Either way, do a deep well, whatever system you have. If you got a threaded stud, and imagine attaching that deep well to a drill and holding the bottom cable secure. If I did have my drill, I don't just send it. I make sure I got contact, because if you just send it and that adjustable wrench comes off, you're going to twist the heck out of your cable, and that's not good. So I still go like, I just feather the throttle. It's still much quicker by making sure that my adjustable wrench prevents that cable from twisting. Yeah, this is going to be painful to watch. This is pretty much the last step. We're tightening up. After this, you'd want to check all of the bolts that you tightened up. You should have removed 9 initially, 9 or 10. Either way, a small amount. But make sure every one that you removed, you tighten back up. Always make sure they're all snug. And then you would test the trolley for function. Golly, I'm almost done. There we go. Get that snug. Boom. Here I'm checking all my screws, making sure they're all tight. Always double check, triple check, check all over again. Now for function, now it goes up and down, and you're good to go. Now let me show you the tools. These are the tools. I'm going to pause the video. All right, these are the tools that make this job a lot easier. The red rail has my metric 3/8 socket Allen wrenches. So all those are just Allen wrenches on a 3/8. I just have my socket wrench, my adjustable wrench. That's the deep well 13 millimeter for this job. And just below the deep well socket, that black thing with the red ring, that is a 3/8 socket adapter for a drill. It's got the 1/4 inch quick connect. Let's see, I'll play it a little bit. That Milwaukee at the bottom, that's the M12 screwdriver. That's a game changer. I use that every day, all day. And I'm showing that Milwaukee 3/8 adapter. You really need to get that. You buy this kit right here, it's going to make your life a lot easier. And always buy metric and standard. But that is the kit that you need. Go ahead and get some.